The laughs are on me. All right, all right. He's off, you guys. Oh, it can't be worked. Pipkin's off the hook. Yeah, for now. But we're still not in the woods yet. Let's just hope the captain forgets all about this by the time he gets through whooping it up and chasing our medical officer around the vehicle. Just as Kelsall was giving his hopeful, yet highly uncertain, prognosis, Chuckle Higgins suddenly cried out, his voice sharp with alarm. Hey, Skip Brosaho! Incoming dignitaries. Commander. Kelsall's heart leaped into his throat, a fresh wave of panic washing over him. Oh, no. Admiral Treadwell. Admiral Augustus Treadwell. Come on, boys. Look alive. Admiral Treadwell of the Fitness Board. My God. Gus, confused, asked. You sure that's Treadwell from the Fitness Board? What? He must have left Grand Command Post before the cancellation reached him. This is spectacularly bad timing. Skip. Well, what a time for him to show up, Gus, Kelsall hissed, his face draining of color, every plan he had made for Buffington's good behavior now in tatters. All right, you guys, come on, get lost in the double. Go on, blend into the scenery, become one with the palm trees. If necessary, make yourselves scarce. Well, Skip, what are you going to do? Pipkin Whiffle asked, still hovering nervously, his temporary reprieve from court-martial now hanging precariously in the balance. Well, I'm going to try to keep him away from Buffington. If they ever get wise to what we pulled on Old Lead Bottom, we'll all end up seamen second class, if not worse. This is total, utter, and complete disaster. Kelsall replied grimly, wiping a bead of sweat from his brow. Look, Gus, you get rid of that tank and stay out of sight. Now, before Treadwell smells a rat, and a very gassy one at that. Gus, always one to follow an order, quickly dragged the laughing gas tank into a nearby thicket of mangroves, its metal clanking as he pulled it. Bro, how'd they care this? Stay out of your tank and get rid of your... He was cut off by the appearance of the Admiral. Suddenly, Admiral Treadwell, a portly, severe-looking man in a crisp white uniform, entered the scene, flanked by his stern-faced aides, their expressions as unyielding as iron. He stopped, his gaze falling upon Kelsall, who stood alone, trying to look innocent amidst the lingering chaos and the bizarre spectacle of Buffington chasing the doctor. Oh, no, Admiral Treadwell, sir. Kelsall saluted crisply, his voice a little strained. Lieutenant Commander Kelsall, welcome aboard, sir. A distinct pleasure to see you, sir. Always a distinct pleasure. Admiral Treadwell returned the salute, his eyes narrowed, his gaze sweeping over the scene with the meticulousness of a man accustomed to finding fault. Kelsall, is Commodore Buff? Yes, sir. We're here a little sooner than expected. You see, to preside over the Fitness Board. I know, sir, Kelsall replied, desperately trying to appear nonchalant, his mind racing to create a new cover story. I believe you'll find Commodore Buffington inspecting the warehouse, sir. Yes, a very thorough and enthusiastic inspection. Sir, right this way, sir. The warehouses are a true marvel of logistical efficiency, sir. He tried to steer the Admiral away from the sight of Buffington's antics. Admiral Treadwell paused, a slight frown on his face. Sorry to hear about your man, Whiffle Kel. The reports reached us about his impending fitness hearing. It seems rather unfortunate timing. Yes, Kelsall jumped at the opportunity, hoping to mitigate the damage. And if it's all right with you, sir, I'd like to put in a good word for Mr. Whiff. He's a fine executive officer. A diligent, if occasionally clumsy, asset to the Navy. His loyalty is unquestionable, sir. Admiral Treadwell merely shook his head. Well, I can't understand why you're a little early in the day to be whooping it up. What's with all the strange commotion and general air of pandemonium? It sounds like a fairground, Commander. Oh well, it's a special occasion, sir. Kelsall quickly improvised, his brain churning out lies faster than Buffington could invent accusations. You see, one of the nurses just got engaged. Yes, and they're throwing her a party and, well, you know, like this. A spontaneous burst of joyful celebration, sir. A truly heartwarming display of camaraderie. Admiral Treadwell's gaze drifted towards the sound of raucous laughter, Buffington's distinct cackles coming from the vicinity of the jeep. Now, hold on. Is it possible that Buffington is involved in this celebration? I detect his unmistakable laughter. Oh, no, sir, Kelsall scoffed, feigning shock, widening his eyes. Commander Buffington is not the kind of a man, sir, to be partying during duty hours. His dedication to duty is legendary, sir. He gestured firmly towards an empty stretch of concrete, as if Buffington were an illusion. Just then, Buffington, still cackling uncontrollably and chasing Dr. Zephyr Blim, burst into view, prancing wildly, his movements entirely Don't, Captain, please. Well, that's Buffington. Come on, honey. Live it up. That's an order. Come on. Let's go. Follow me, my love, to the land of eternal giggles and delightful antics. Admiral Treadwell stared, utterly flabbergasted, at the sight of the Commodore in a complete state of disarray, dancing a jig with the base medical officer. No, 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 sir, Kelsall cried, realizing his efforts were futile, the charade irrevocably shattered. You don't understand. This is highly unusual behavior, sir, a peculiar tropical ailment that affects the mind. Well, lay it. Kelsall. Admiral Treadwell sighed, rubbing his temples, his patience utterly exhausted. It was a nice try covering up for your CO, but it didn't work. The evidence, Kelsall, is quite literally dancing before our eyes and making rather peculiar noises. Commander Buffington, hearing the Admiral, suddenly broke free from Dr. Blim and rushed towards them, still overcome with hysterical mirth, his face a contorted mask of giggling delight. No. Hi, Quinny. Oh, he's starting to die. Please. Hey, who are you? What are you doing up here, you stiff old fossil? He poked Admiral Treadwell in the chest, giggling madly. Tension. How do you use it, Admiral? Give me a smile. Embrace the joyous madness, Commander. Admiral Treadwell, usually unflappable, reeled back in utter shock from the unexpected assault. Buffington, what in the name of the Great White Fleet is going on here? Control yourself. Man, you are a commissioned officer, Commodore, not a common jester. I said, hey, Admiral, shoot me, I said. Stay on detention. Nice. Don't you see the Admiral? You're in disgrace, Buffington. Help me now, for heaven's sake. Go to your quarters. Kelsall hissed, desperately trying to pull Buffington away, but the Commodore was too far gone, lost in the euphoric haze. I'll see if she's punished, Admiral, whether I imagine her dancing on tabletops, whether that shameful conduct is shameful. Buffington continued to prance, completely oblivious to the dire implications of his actions, his laughter echoing. Admiral Treadwell's face was grim, his eyes hardened to flint. Yes, I would say so, Captain. It appears that we arrived just in the nick of time. This is a complete abomination of naval conduct, Buffington, and you are utterly disgraced. Buffington, his laughter suddenly punctuated by a fleeting spark of awareness, clapped his hands, a sudden shift in his erratic behavior. The nick of time. The nick of time. Totally unfit to be an officer, a complete embarrassment to the naval service. Admiral Treadwell stared at Buffington, a mixture of profound bewilderment and utter disapproval on his face. We're saying, Captain, who put that on me? I don't understand. What is this? Is this some new form of tropical fever, Commodore, one that induces such dramatic swings in judgment and personality? Kelsall immediately threw Buffington under the bus, desperately trying to save his own hide. Don't look at me, sir. No! Stop trying to pass the buck! Buffington! Your accusations against Ensign Whiffle are unfounded, and frankly, quite unhinged. And you wanted us to pass on the fitness of one of your officers, Buffington? Treadwell demanded, his voice chilling. Oh yes, I do, Admiral, Buffington declared, completely serious despite his still glazing eyes. I don't let all this fool you, sir. This is just something that Kelsall thought up to get Whiffle off the hook. A nefarious scheme, I assure you, Admiral, a conspiracy of the most cunning kind, sir. Admiral Treadwell raised an eyebrow at Kelsall, who was desperately trying to suppress a triumphant grin, realizing Buffington's accusations, though absurd, actually benefited his crew. Well, Mr. Whiffle doesn't wear roses, sir. Now, Kelsall, you're mixed up in this, aren't you? I can almost smell the fumes of subterfuge, Commander. So I insist that we get in. Sir, Whiffle, Buffington interrupted, pointing wildly at Kelsall, who now appeared to be the focus of Buffington's drug-adult fury. And we get to the bottom of this. I want the truth, Admiral, the unvarnished, unpleasant truth about Kelsall's machinations. Don't worry, Buffington, Admiral Treadwell replied, his voice chilling.